Going to get started on the Board of Finance annual meeting. Indiana law requires the Board of Finance to meet annually after the first Monday of January and on or before the last day of January. At this meeting, the board must elect a president and a secretary and receive the review of the investment report required by Indiana Code 513-7-7. At this time, I will open up the floor for nominations for the president of the Board of Finance.
I nominate Tommy Beatty to be president.
Thank you. Do we have any other nominations? Excellent. Do we need to vote on that? Yeah. In the nomination for president, myself as president, all those in favor? Show of hands, it is unanimous, 6-0. Thank you. I would nominate Brittany Justice as secretary. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, all those in favor of Brittany as secretary? It is unanimous, 6-0. Thank you. At this time, we'll hear from Tara. Tara, I'm sorry.
It's Tara.
I didn't get that right. She will give us a brief summary of what's going on.
This is our corporation financial condition for 2025. On the next slide, you'll see this is required by DUAB, the Distressed Unit Appeals Board, that we bring this to you every year. On the following page, we will be reviewing through this report average daily membership, fund balances, annual deficit surplus, percent of expenditures, revenue by type, and whether or not we have operating referendums. Our indicator 1 is our average daily membership. Our fall 2025 number is 1684. It has dropped from the 1767 we had in the spring. This is common throughout the state of Indiana with the declining enrollment numbers. But you can see since 2019-20 where we've been each year on this particular slide. Any questions on this slide? Moving to indicator 2 is our fund balances. Our education fund, I do want to point out, it was high last year because we had to transfer that textbook fund into that at the end of the year. Thus, that is the drop that you're seeing, is the drop in expending that textbook fund money over the course of 2025. Any questions regarding any of the fund balances? Those will not be finalized until after Form 9 is submitted for in January, and then those will be finalized. Indicator 3 is our annual deficit surplus, our cash balance at the end of 2024, you can see down there at the bottom. And then this right here came off of DUAB's webpage that we had to share with you. Any questions on this? Indicator 4, our percent of expenditures. We had a 22.75% in 2025. We had a 30.71% in 2024. So we have been watching our expenditures closely this last year. Any questions on this? Indicator 5 is our revenue by type. This is again a DUAB graph that we have to share with you. It just breaks down comparing us to what we're getting, where most of our revenue is. That is actually state revenue. That's that big blue in the center. So you can see most of our funding comes from state sources. Any questions? Indicator 6 is pretty simple for us. We have no operating referendums, so we're at 80% on that. Our 2025 investments, we added the 25 bond at the end of last year. Part of it is in Crossroads, part of it is in the Bank of New York Mellon. So that's the reason why you see two different areas for that. And at the end of the year, we had $384,729.80 collectively off of all of our investments in interest last year. If it is a bond interest, that is required to stay with the bond. So that is reinvested into whatever projects are going on with the bonds. If it is Crossroads, that is deposited into our operations. And that's only for our Crossroads checking account for the corporation, not the bond Crossroads. And then CD is also operations money. Any questions regarding our investments for 2025? And that is our report for 2025.
We just adjourn this meeting.
Yeah, return.
So at this time, we'll adjourn the finance meeting. We will take a few minutes here, and at 6:30, we'll begin our regular meetings. Thank you. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next up, we have the acceptance of the agenda. I would entertain a motion to accept the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second.
Second.
Any additions or corrections?
No.
All those in favor? It is unanimous. Thank you. I would also entertain a motion to approve the minutes from December the 15th meeting as presented.
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions, comments, corrections? All those in favor? Okay, at this time, board reorganization will begin. I will hand the gavel over to Mr. McCormick, and he will take over.
Thank you, Mr. Beatty. At this time, I will accept nominations for the office of president for the 2026 year. Just as a reminder, nominations do not require a second. So at this time, I will take nominations for president of the board for this year.
I'd like to nominate Tommy Beatty for president.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hoover. Any other nominations at this time? At this time, I would accept a motion to close nominations.
So moved.
Thank you. Do we have a second to that motion?
Second.
So at this time, by a show of hands as required by statute, all those in favor of Mr. Beatty being president of the board for 2026, please raise your hand. Passes 5-0. And at this time, I will pass the gavel back to Mr. Beatty to conduct the election of the remaining offices.
Thank you, guys. At this time, I would entertain a motion for vice president. Hearing none, I would nominate Dr. Meg Pennington as vice president. Do we hear any other nominations? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to close the nominations.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Justice.
Sorry.
I got you. All those in favor of Dr. Meg Pennington as vice president, show of hands. 501. At this time, I will open up nominations for secretary.
I'd like to nominate Brittany Justice to be secretary.
Do we have any other nominations? I would entertain a motion to close the nominations.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Ellis. All those in favor of closing the nominations? Opposed? Okay. All those in favor of Brittany Justice as secretary? Show of hands. Yeah, we didn't. We voted to close the nominations.
Okay.
Sorry, I had it. Okay. Next up, we have the representative for the Heartland Career Center. I would nominate Matt Fuller for that position. Are there any other nominations? I would entertain a motion to close the nominations.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor of closing the nominations, show of hands. Yeah,
We don't have to vote for this.
we said we should probably close on that.
Oh.
Just going by what it said. All those in favor of Matt being the representative for the Heartland Career Center, show of hands. It is 5-0. Thank you. Parks Department.
I'd like to nominate Jared Ellis.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations for the Parks Board representative? I would entertain a motion to close the nominations for Parks Board.
So moved.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Hoover. All those in favor of closing the nominations? This is unanimous. All those in favor of Jared Ellis as board representative to the Parks Board? Show of hands. 5-0. And finally, we have the art department. The art committee that sits, we have a board representative that sits on that committee to look over our art collection.
I'll nominate Brittany Justice.
Thank you, Jared. Any other nominations? I would entertain a motion to close the nominations.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Justice.
Second.
All those in favor of closing the nominations? All those in favor of Brittany being the representative to the art board, show of hands. It's 5-0. Thank you. Last one, I'm sorry, I forgot the ISBA legislative representative. I would nominate Dr. Pennington. Do we hear any other nominations? I would entertain a motion to close the nominations.
So moved.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
All those in favor of closing the nominations? Unanimous. All those in favor of Dr. Pennington being a representative to the ISBA Legislative Committee? That's 5. Thank you. Okay. The board also need to elect a treasurer and a deputy treasurer. The treasurer and deputy treasurer cannot, by state law, be members of the board. We have a recommendation in front of us for Tara Inyart to be named the treasurer and Hillary to be named the deputy treasurer. Could I get a motion for Tara to be the treasurer?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? All those in favor? It's unanimous. Thank you. I will also entertain a motion for Hillary Smith to be the deputy treasurer.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Pennington. Any questions or comments? All those in favor? It's unanimous. Finally, the board needs to adopt a meeting schedule. The schedule for review is the third Monday of each month. Some dates and months are required to be held earlier due to state mandates, school breaks, or city festivals. You have before you a recommendation for the third Monday of the month. I would entertain a motion to accept that recommendation.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Ellis. Any questions?
And that, a copy of those dates are in your board packet as well.
Any other comments? All those in favor? 6-0, unanimous. Thank you. At this time, we will open up the public comment section of our meeting. I would ask that you state your name, your residence, and please keep your comments about school operations. No personal attacks or bashing of anyone will be allowed. First off, we have Cecilia Nightingale from the PCEA. Floor is yours.
All right, it's just me today. Emily wasn't able to come. She did send the slideshow though yesterday. So she had a couple things. She had Mrs. Hughes's class where they worked on, this was a lot before Christmas because obviously this past couple weeks have been a little crazy since we've gotten back. Mrs. Hughes' class worked on Grinch juice where they followed a recipe and worked together, and it was just really cute. And then the other slide was all the activities at Blair Point and Elmwood, and if you stop in there during holiday season, there's a lot going on. There's gingerbread houses, there's every day is a dress-up day, and there's a lot going on during that entire month. I mean, everything is crazy. And then I did want to share my own positive. That last month, my classroom flooded, which obviously is not the positive, but it turned into a positive because Elmwood just really came together and they helped me out. I mean, that very day, literally all of my stuff, I didn't have anything at all to do. Like, all my stuff was gone. So another teacher let me use her classroom. Everybody gave me things to do because I don't know if you know, like 25-year-olds, they don't sit patiently while you figure out what you're going to do for the day. I mean, I got there and 20 minutes later, they were coming in. So everybody, I mean, they gave me activities. That previous week, we had built gingerbread houses, and everybody supplied me with stuff to do the gingerbread houses, so I didn't have to ask for anything. We redid their Christmas gifts. Again, everybody supplied all that stuff. And then just the day-to-day work, everybody at Elmwood just really helped. And they even helped clean up my classroom, which was disgusting, and they didn't have to do. It was dirty, it was gross. So it was really nice. I mean, it was awful, and they were all so helpful. So that it was a positive.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nightingale.
Next up, Mr. George Morris. The floor is yours.
Hello, George Morris, live here in Peru. I'm going to start by saying, there's this age-old science question, what happens when an unstoppable force collides with an immovable object. And, the Voice of Peru Parents has been partnering with lots of other parent coalitions and organizations like Parent Coalition for Child Safety and Wellness, Rio's Rainbow, Speak Your Truth Foundation, Take a Stand Foundation, all over the state of Indiana. A lot of parent coalitions are coming together, just taking a stand, trying to, advocate for their own children, for the children in their own communities. We do have our bills at the State House. We're, praying that, they get voted through. One of them is the mandated oversight committee that we've been trying to lobby for here. We know it'll be a great thing when it goes through. With that said, I do know I saw in the board meeting of November, I think, that you guys had put together a committee for student safety and behavior, and I do appreciate that. We all appreciate that. We hope that does a lot of good as well, but we do feel like all of us together, all of the parent coalitions together, feel like it's kind of the same everywhere. As long as liability is at the top of the totem pole for priority, that there's always going to be child safety issues in the school corporations, which is why we feel like there really needs to be this oversight committee where things can't be swept under the rug. That's really all I got to say. Wanted to thank you, but also wanted to make you aware that those bills are at the State House. And at the beginning of this, I said that we're an immovable force, or an unstoppable force, sorry. We will see this through until this gets voted in, whether it's this legislative session or the next. We absolutely will not give up. If you knew about my childhood and what it was like, I was bullied to the point that I turned into a mean kid and I got into a lot of trouble. That's the short version of it, but I never want that to happen to any other kids, among much worse things.
Thank you, Mr. Morris. Next up, we have Michael Zimmerman. No.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Michael Zimmerman. I'm coming from Westfield. I'm speaking in support of the Voice of Peru Parents Initiative for an oversight committee to make the district's process of accountability an accessible and transparent process. This initiative isn't just happening in this district, it's happening all over the country. And it's happening for a very specific reason. The employer-employee relationship in the school system incentivizes the school and district level administrators to take no action when there is bullying or other safety concerns as it relates to our children. To pay the inflated salaries of the non-working, non-teaching school bosses at the top, teachers are having to do more with less. Instead of hiring more teachers and paying them a dignified wage, the ones we got are saddled each year with more and more responsibilities. Our children can't get their developmental needs met in these schools because the school bosses organize the institution like a manufacturing plant with tight tolerances and schedules to maximize their share of the limited resources. You can know this is true because the teachers have to have a labor union to protect themselves from the excesses of the school bosses, who can only keep their jobs by papering over the leadership failures. Running our children's school like a private equity firm, the district has decided it's cheaper to pay settlement when their mismanagement results in preventable harm to our children. They do this, and they've decided to do this rather than pay teachers what they're worth and hire more to spread the enormous amount of work around. Our children's needs continue to grow while the educational institution responsible for their development rots around them. Voice of Peru Parents' mere existence is a testament of the present state of affairs being insufficient for meeting our community's needs, and this is everywhere. And the fact that more and more parents are trusting the Voice of Peru Parents over the administration to hear out their concerns just adds to the body of evidence that this institution has become necrotic. The Oversight Committee is a step forward because it gives power to ordinary working people. The board has a choice: supporting the Oversight Committee or proving it is acting against the best interest of working families in Peru. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zimmerman. Bridget Richardson.
My name is Bridget Richardson. I'm from Peru. I'm actually naturally born from Peru. I've been up here every month except for 1 month. I have asked, begged, pleaded, got mad, pulled people's names out, literally. I'm trying to figure out what more can we do. So I'm just going to read you one little thing. It is the HB 1107 bill. It is actually the Bullying Oversight Committee. If the state of Indiana is actually willing to step up and put this into play, why aren't you guys? Do you not want to protect our kids? Because if that's true, that's sick.
Thank you. Okay, moving on, recommendation or recognition of retiring staff. Mr. McCormick?
Yes, we just want to recognize Danny Harmon for his 5 years of service as he moves away from the district. I don't think Mr. Harmon could be here this evening, but we will have something for him. We'll give that token of appreciation to him.
Thank you, Mr. Harmon. And thank you, Mr. McCormick. Moving on to program, we have second readings from Neola. Mr. McCormick, would you like to provide a review of these policies that are up for action?
So the first policy, 2221, mandatory curriculum. This is mandatory curriculum, has been revised to reflect the changes made to Indiana law by Senate Enrolled Act 442, Instruction on Human Sexuality. Add cross-references, correct capitalization, punctuation, and reflect current terminology. Do you want to take these all at the same time?
I would, yeah, if nobody has a problem with that, I'll entertain a motion to accept all these policies as presented. And you all each have all those in your packets as well.
So I'll just real quickly, just for officialness, policy 2414, reproductive health and family planning and human sexuality instruction. Policy 2416, student privacy and parental access to information. And policy 2623, student assessment. So those four policies, the summaries of those are in your packets, and they are up for your consideration for approval for a second reading.
Thank you, Mr. McCormick. We have a motion on the floor to accept these as presented. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Hoover. Do we have any questions on the recommended policies? Yikes.
No question, but a comment. I don't particularly agree with the mandatory curriculum, some of the wording, but it's come from the state, so I do understand what it is mandatory. But there is some wording I don't agree with. But
I will point out too, and thank you for that comment, Mr. Ellis. We did double check this the end of last week. these are mandatory curriculum items if you choose at certain grade levels to have that in your curriculum. So if you choose not to teach something of that orientation in the 4th grade, then that would not apply. But if you do choose to teach that content at that grade level, then that's the format and content you would have to.
I agree with that. I don't agree with teaching one thing and not teaching another thing.
Gotcha.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other comments or questions? All those in favor? It is unanimous. Thank you. Next up on to business, early literacy endorsement. Amber Williams, $1,000 stipend for the early literacy endorsement. I would entertain a motion to accept that recommendation.
So,
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Fuller. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, all those in favor? It is unanimous. Thank you. Next page. Master's degree completion. Ms. Werner, $1,000 stipend for Master's of Science from Western Governors University. That is a recommendation. I would entertain a motion to accept.
so moved.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Ellis. Any questions, comments? All those in favor? Unanimous. Donations, we have $270 for 8th grade boys basketball for general use from Logan Sports Savings Bank. Also $270 for varsity girls basketball for general use from the Logan Sports Savings Bank. Thank you, huge thank you to the Logan Sports Savings Bank. I would entertain a motion to accept those donations.
We add in the third and fourth.
I don't have a third and fourth.
It's updated.
Oh, third one, sorry. Peru Community Schools for past lunch deficits from First Presbyterian Church, and also $250 to Blair Point Robotics for general use from the Indiana Special Olympics. I apologize, I do not have the updated, I wasn't reading the updated list. I am now. I would entertain a motion to accept those 4 donations.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Fuller. Any questions or concerns? All those in favor? It is unanimous. Thank you. Locker replacement quote. Mr. McCormick, I'm going to let you handle that one.
You have before you a quote. They being the high school principal, Mrs. Shurik, and maintenance made us aware that the academic lockers, we've certainly got our money's worth. I think their original set of lockers from, I don't know if anybody in here knows what year.
1973.
Oh,
1973.
Yeah, that old.
So we would like to put in motion, you have before you a quote for new academic lockers for $519,275.77. Again, for your consideration for approval, this would come from 2025 bond proceeds.
Thank you, Mr. McCormick. You've heard the recommendation. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second.
Second.
Sorry. Thank you, Mr. Hooper. Any questions?
These are all the academic lockers in the both levels. Yes, these are
Both
academic.
levels.
Do they have thumbprint recognition?
Putting-
No?
Reducing the number of lockers slightly to make them a bit wider so the backpacks can fit in, but it'd still be more than enough for all of our students.
Excellent question, Mr. Ellis. Any other questions or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor? It is unanimous. Thank you. Moving right along, Wonders Curriculum quote. Mr. McCormick?
I'm going to turn the floor over to Mrs. Shurik to give a little brief narrative. You have a quote in front of you for water damage replacement of curricular materials for Mrs. Nightingale's room. But any further narrative on that, Mrs. Shurik?
This covers the classroom library that goes for each classroom, along with all the student materials, all of the teacher materials, all the ancillary materials. As you know from the past couple of years as we've adopted Wonders, it is quite pricey to have a reading curriculum for all elementary classrooms, but this will get Mrs. Nightingale's classroom back up to where it was before the incident, and her kids will have access to everything they need for reading for the next 5.5 years.
Thank you, Mrs. Sherwood.
You have a recommendation in front of you for the Wonders curriculum quote. I would entertain a motion to accept that as presented.
So moved.
Ms. Justice, second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Pennington. Dr. Pennington. Any questions?
Will we get any of this back from insurance? Have we tried to file with insurance?
We have a very high deductible, so we will not be
Probably doesn't
turning any
even
of that
touch it.
in. Yeah.
I asked the same question. Any other questions? All those in favor? It is unanimous. Thank you. Magic School quote, Mr. McCormick.
Do you have a pamphlet or a little flyer on Magic School? It's an AI tool, subscription, if you will, from Magic School. Many robust features with Magic School to support our teachers across the district. It's, I guess, no other way to put it, but it's pretty magical. So that flyer is in front of you, and that quote for $7,499.25 for a 1-year subscription. We already have, I don't know, maybe 20 to 25 teachers using a free version, but the subscription version is pretty robust and offers a lot more. Teachers can work with data and do a lot of additional type tasks and whatnot. So this would cover all of our teachers and students across the district.
Motion to accept the quote.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second.
Second.
Dr. Pennington. Questions?
Just appreciate the teachers who took the time to kind of look into the options for that. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more technology at our fingertips, so nice to be able to hear just from the teachers what they like and what's worked well.
The only question I would have is this going to be a standard every year, or is that pretty much what $7,500 a year for the subscription? So we can go down and we'll...
I'm going to say that will be it every year. Okay. Tara, did you hear anything different?
If you look on here, 500 of this is for a virtual PD session to get us started. So I would assume that was free. So yeah, $7,500 a year.
Okay.
Because they gave us that for free.
Yeah, the discount.
Yeah.
It's a great discount. Any other questions? All those in favor? It is unanimous. Next up, Tiger Arena bleacher repair quote. Mr. McCormick?
So again, the bleachers in Tiger Arena, probably gotten our money's worth out of those over the years, but very expensive to replace. And so in a second, I'm going to turn the floor over to Mr. Snyder for a brief narrative. But we had Lee Company come in to give just a repairs to bring them back up to snuff versus purchasing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of bleachers. I'd like to get a few more years of life out of those. So, Mr. Snyder.
Yeah, every year we have to do state mandated inspections on all of our bleachers. The Tiger Arena has been probably the worst of the sets, just due to their age. And so the quote that you have there is to totally go through, replace missing bolts, which there are numerous, and realign tracks, motors, things like that. It's nothing structural. We're technically out of code compliance with those bleachers the way the code reads now, but we're grandfathered in. If we touch the structure of them, it would have to be totally brought back up to code. So this repair would get us through, a couple of years more use out of them. until we're in a better position to replace, as Mr. McCormick said. If you think the lockers are expensive, bleachers are more.
1990, in case you're wondering.
Yeah, the arena went in 90.
Thank you, Mr. Snyder. So that is before you for your consideration.
I would entertain a motion to accept the quote as presented.
So moved.
Ms. Justice, second.
Second.
Questions? Hearing none, all those in favor? Thank you. On to the agreement section. We have a few here to go through. Mr. McCormick, do you want to tackle these?
5A, just request the approval of the Stiefel Finance for 2026 and annual financial service agreement for $11,000.
You hear the recommendation. Can I get a motion to accept that as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor? It is unanimous. Thank you. Next.
Letter B, continuing disclosure legal agreement with Ice Miller. Continuing disclosure, they basically track all of our financial debt obligations. It's mandated by law. So we have been using Ice Miller of late. They offer a number of other services to us. We're familiar with Ice Miller. They do a nice job. So that is on your agenda for consideration to continue to use Ice Miller for continuing disclosure services.
Do I hear a motion to accept this agreement? Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second.
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor? It is unanimous. And on to early retirement buyout option, Mr. McCormick.
Thank you, Mr. Beatty. Just as part of our cost savings plan moving forward over the next year, we have worked with the PCEA to draft up an early retirement buyout incentive option. And those terms are good for just this year. That document is in front of you. If you have any questions, I'd certainly be happy to answer those, but that's there for your consideration for approval.
Assuming you've read this agreement, I would entertain a motion to accept the recommendation.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Fuller. Any questions? All those in favor? Thank you. Part D, shared services agreement. Mr. McCormick, you're up again.
So you have before you a shared service agreement recommendation between Mechaniqua Schools and Peru Community Schools for our next IT director, which would be Mr. Chris Percival, who currently is and has been the longtime IT director for Mechaniqua. That shared service agreement and all the details are in your packet for your review, and I would answer any questions if you have any.
Before I entertain a motion, Mr. Burris, thank you. Thank you for getting this up and going. I appreciate that. You've been a godsend.
Thank you.
At this time, I would entertain a motion to accept the shared agreement that is presented before you.
So moved.
Who was that?
Me.
Dr. Finnegan. Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Ellis. Any questions?
No, I'd just like to reiterate what Tommy said. Ben had a little bit of an uphill battle, and I think it was a very smooth transition considering that uphill battle, and so hopefully excited for Chris, and I think it'll be a good thing.
Any other questions? All those in favor? Opposed?
I just had a comment.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Ben did a great job. Very smart man, much smarter than me. And I'm sure this next guy, he's just as smart. He's going to be way smarter than me and do a great job too. The only issue that I have and the only reason that I can't vote for this is because even though the state wants us to do less with more, I don't agree with that. I'm needy. I think I want to have them all to ourselves.
Thank you, I hear you. All those in favor? Opposed? It's 5-1. Motion passes 5-1. Next up, annual service agreement. Mr. McCormick?
Thank you, Mr. Beatty. This is an annual service agreement with pricing for Republic Services, trash removal and recycling with our district. We're actually receiving a nice discount with Republic. We took 2 quotes, and the other quote wasn't, the other company didn't pick up 5 days a week. So they were pretty close quotes, just off a couple thousand. But we would opt to go with Republic. They offer more days of service and trash pickup, and they've done a nice job for us in years prior as well. So that's on there for your consideration.
Thank you, Mr. McCormick. Entertain a motion to accept the service agreement with us and Republic Services.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Over. Any questions? All those in favor? It's unanimous. Next up, we have an agreement between Peru Community Schools and Lois Mongosa LLC.
As part of our 2024 bond process and 2025 bond process, it can be quite a load to manage and oversee those various bond pay apps that come through, keeping your eyes on those, working with Crossroads Bank or Bank of New York Mellon. So we ran this by Ice Miller, and they gave it their blessing to kind of outsource that, to take that off of our central office financial folks. And Mrs. Mongosa, all of you know, has left us as our employee, but we approached her about bringing her back under her own LLC to work with us in managing the 2024 and 2025, bonds. So that agreement, we're essentially hiring her as an outside vendor, and that agreement is there for your consideration for approval.
Thank you, Mr. McCormick. I would entertain a motion to accept the agreement between Lois Mongosa LLC and Peru Community Schools.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Justice.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Fuller. Any questions? All those in favor? Unanimous, thank you. 4-County Health MOU.
We've had 4C Health staff in our buildings for quite a few years, and this is just the standard annual MOU between Peru Community Schools and 4C Health, making that partnership official.
Thank you. I would entertain a motion to accept the MOU between 4C Health and Peru Community Schools.
So moved.
Ms. Justice, second.
Second.
Mr. Ellis, any questions? All those in favor? It is unanimous. Operations and technology, facility use request. First, we have Blair Point Gym and Cafeteria. I'm sorry?
The date is incorrect on there. It's supposed to be March 10th.
March 10th,
So just so everybody knows.
2026.
Sorry.
Unless you have a time machine. I'd like to go back. There's a couple places I would like to go. That is for the Spellathon that they've also done in the past. They would need it from 5 to 8 p.m. I would entertain a motion to accept that for waiver of facility fees.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Glad you all got that. Any questions? All those in favor? It is unanimous. Next up, we have personnel, resignations, retirements, suspensions, termination, transfers. Mr. McCormick.
We have two One retirement, one resignation, for your consideration. Pete Polk and Danny Harmon.
If you're all okay with it, I would entertain a motion to accept both of those as presented.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second,
Second.
Dr. Pennington, any questions? All those in favor? It is unanimous.
And then letter B, recommendations for certified positions. These for Elmwood and Blair Point, a whole host of teachers. You have those in front of you for the after-school Eagles and after-school Cardinals programs.
Would anybody like to extract any one of those to do those separately? If not, I would entertain a motion to accept those all as presented.
Motion to accept both.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second,
Second.
Ellis, Mr. Ellis, thank you. Any questions? All those in favor? It is unanimous. Next up, we have recommendation for classified positions. Go ahead, you see all these before you. Does anybody have anyone particular they would like to extract? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to accept all those as presented.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second,
Second.
Mr. Ellis, any questions or concerns, comments? All those in favor? Thank you. Next up, we have the annual conflict of interest disclosure. Mr. McCormick.
This is just informational only. Any, really any board members, administration, directors, really anyone in the district, any employees that might have, family members that might do business or any type of a possible conflict of interest, they should disclose that. Again, nothing needs to be voted on. It's just informational, but those get, Mrs. Sheets, correct me wrong, once those get filled out, they have to be taken.
In the courthouse and filed.
January.
Yeah, so.
Do we have to do this yearly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure.
Every year. Thank you for that, Mr. McCormick. Moving on to the budget section. First up, we have claims. Ms. Inyart, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I'm just going to open it up. Anybody have any questions regarding claims?
We have no questions on claims.
Motion to accept the claims as presented.
All right. We have a motion on the floor to accept the claims as presented. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Ellis. Any questions or comments? All those in favor? It is unanimous. That was easy. Fund monitoring report, Ms. Inyart, you're still up.
All right, for our fund monitoring report, we have completed 2025. In our education fund, we expended less than the appropriation, which was right on target where I had planned with Steeple. And then we have an operating balance to carry over for 2026. Our salaries and benefits remained the largest expense, which is also per state mandate. So we are right on target where we should be for that. On our debt service, we did finally receive our property taxes towards the end of the month. And operations and debt service both received their property taxes. And we paid our bond payments, so you'll see those large payments on the claims. In our operations fund, we stayed under budget for 2025. That was with a lot of strategic work between central office here and staff to keep us under our budget in 2025. Salaries and utilities are the largest expenses out of that fund. Our rainy day, we had no activity in December. Our 2022 bond, this has been fully allocated, and we will pay the final bills here in the coming months. Our 2024 bond projects are moving along and being paid as Skillman sends the bills. 2025 bond, as we alluded earlier, over half of that is in Crossroads, and then there's a portion of it with BNY. We did have a property purchase, so that is what you see up there under the 2025 bond series. Then later this year, as the work starts coming in and the projects get started, you will see that start to go down. Then in our food service, we ended in a positive balance. 2025 salaries and supplies were the largest expenses. And the salary line itself will go down this next year because we are no longer directly paying a lot of the salaries. We're paying it out to the management company now. So you'll see that kind of switch around in 2026.
How many, do we have two people on the?
We have 2 people remaining in our food service, so that's the reason why you'll still see something. It just, you won't see what you see right there right now.
I was curious.
Yeah, no problem. Any other questions regarding our fund monitoring report for 2025?
Motion to accept the report as presented.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second,
Second.
Mr. Ellis. Any comments? All those in favor? It's unanimous. Thank you. Next up, we have board member comments. I know all of you have something to say, so go ahead, the floor is yours.
Yes.
Nobody? Hope you all had a great holiday. Welcome back. This first half went way quick. Let's keep doing what we're doing. We're making a difference. That is my only comment. Any others?
Second.
All right, Mr. McCormick, go ahead.
January is National School Board Appreciation Month, and so you do have some tokens of appreciation from the school district at your seats. Really do appreciate what you do. It's not easy being in politics, especially nowadays, and so the work you do is very much appreciated, and we have a very solid school board, and we're fortunate here at Peru Community Schools. Welcome again to Mr. Percival. Look forward to working with you. We do have something for you at the conclusion of the meeting as well. And thank you again, to reiterate, Mr. Beatty, Mr. Burris, thank you for all of your efforts. You live from fairly far away, but in our time of need, you stepped up and just started to rebuild the foundation here, and much appreciated. We'll still have Mr. Burris here, a very limited shared agreement through March during this transition, and then he will be off, and best of luck in your new adventure.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's all I have.
I would accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you.